Okay, and for number 30 we have Secret of Mana for the Super Nintendo. Now, what I'm about to say will probably be contradicted later on in the list, but I honestly think that 2D, SNES era Japanese RPGs are the best type of JRPG you can get. I mean, I don't know, there's just something minimalistic about it that I just find appealing, maybe it's the use of sprites or as little dialogue as possible. Either way, I just think it makes for a very simple and genuine experience, and Secret of Mana is definitely one of the strongest examples. It's not even something I played as a kid, and already I think it's one of the finest games you can get on the SNES, right? I mean, the soundtrack alone, that soundtrack is enough to get it on this list. But thankfully it has awesome gameplay to match, with built-in multiplayer, which I didn't experience, but was apparently really good. But either way, Secret of Mana, I love this game to death. One of my favourite SNES games easily. Secret of Mana, number 30. Okay, for number 29, here's a game that just shocks me to no end, okay? House of the Dead Overkill for the Wii. Now, House of the Dead is easily one of my favourite series of all time, right? Arguably my favourite light gun game ever, right? It was made by Sega, I played it to death on my Dreamcast, and I even played it a good amount in the arcade whenever I was near a machine, And here comes a Wii game, which is like pretty easy, is in no way, over the top, sort of like stupid, like the arcade games were. It takes on a completely different style, a whole new approach, and it's the funniest game I have ever played. I'm dead fucking serious, guys. This is the most hilarious game I have ever played. And that fact alone makes it worthy enough to be on this list, okay? In my opinion, this beats every other House of the Dead game for its humour alone. I don't care what you have to say about that, right? Sure, this game is stupidly easy, and in terms of gameplay, it probably doesn't live up to its predecessors, but style over substance, I don't know. I love this game, motherfucker! Yeah, House of the Dead Overkill, number 29. It's so funny. Okay, for number 28, a good old trip back to the Mega Drive. Ristar. Hells yeah. Now, I don't know what I can say about Ristar that you probably don't already know. It's just a really fun, charming 2D platformer, right? You all know I love those to death, so... And with Ristar being one of the best, of course it's going to make it on this list. It's funny because this isn't even the last one to, fall into this category, but I didn't even play this as a kid, and I still feel it's one of the greatest games on the console. And to be perfectly honest, it's my pick for Sega's single most underrated game of all time, okay? I want another Ristar, damn it. Really bad! Yeah. This is another one I've Let's Played, so for more info on why this game is so awesome, go watch that Let's Play, damn it. But that's pretty much all that needs to be said about Ristar. It's awesome. And I can't think of anything. Anyway, number 28, Ristar. Okay, and for number 27 we have Psychonauts for the Xbox. Technically on PS2 and PC as well, but I played it on Xbox. Anyway, like Beyond Good and Evil, this is one of these games that's like so well known purely because of its underratedness, and therefore everybody loves it on the internet. And you should, because it is one of the most well put together, imaginative games you will ever play, with its like great characters, awesome story, and top-notch humor. Tim Schafer, he does a really good job with every game he makes, and personally this is my favourite by him. Granted, I haven't had the chance to play many other games by him, but whatever. I'm sure he'll still make many games for many years to come. Maybe Psychonauts 2? No Psychonauts 2. Okay then, whatever. Anyway, number 27, Psychonauts. Okay, and for number 26 we have Yakuza 3. Now, the Yakuza series is a fairly new franchise that I've gotten into, which is made by Sega. Sega, did you know I like those guys? Did ya? Yeah, anyway, it's pretty much a Japanese Grand Theft Auto. You play as a Yakuza, you go about doing side missions, beating people up and all that stuff. And it just has one of the best storylines, you know, I've ever experienced in a game. You know, it's really high quality stuff. The cutscenes are just that good, and the gameplay is so much fun, and I don't know, I just love how this game is put together. You know, it really captures the sort of Japanese underworld really well. The third one in the series was the first one to come to the PS3, or at least, you know, over here outside of Japan, you know, because over in Japan it's mega popular. The other two games that were on the PS2 were really good too, and we're getting a fourth one, which is just like a month away at the time of this recording. So you should go buy that, damn it. But yeah, Yakuza 3, easily my favourite entry in the series. It's just one of my favourite games in this current generation. Yakuza 3, number 26. Okay, for number 25 we have Jak 2 for the PS2. When I'm making this list, I'm actually surprised I can't bring myself to put this higher on the list, because this series had a huge impact on my childhood. I guess when I went back to them not long ago when I Let's Played them, I didn't really have as big a fondness for them as I did when I was a kid. Now don't get me wrong, I love this series immensely, and Jak 2 is my undeniable favourite of the three. Granted, a lot of people don't really like it because it was so different for the first one, but I thought it was a really welcome change, you know, and it really just got that whole, you know, gritty, you know, transferring from kiddie to gritty feeling just right. Usually that never works, but Jak 2 is a perfect example in my honest opinion. It is one of the most difficult and frustrating games I've ever played, I'll give you that, but the experience alone simply outweighed all those negatives to me. It's simply an epic masterpiece in my eyes, and the Jak series will always go down as one of my favourites. Jak 2, number 25. Okay, and for number 24 we have Phantasy Star 4 for the Mega Drive. Now this was really hard for me, okay, because the Phantasy Star series, it's pretty much two completely different series, okay? You've got the traditional RPGs, 1 through 4 on the Master System and Mega Drive, and you've got the online series, which have been around since the days of the Dreamcast. Now, as much as I love playing the online games by myself, you know, I really do believe that there's a great single-player experience to be had with them. I gotta go with the traditional ones. They really are some of the best examples of traditional RPGs you can get out there. And even though numbers 1 through 3 may have aged slightly, I think Phantasy Star 4 stands on its own completely to this day. Frankly, I spent a shitload on this game for the Mega Drive, because it's quite rare apparently. But damn it, it was worth every penny. I love this game to death. It is one of my favourite Mega Drive games and one of my favourite RPGs. Now I'll just point out again, the online series for the Phantasy Star series is still some of the greatest single player experiences you can have, and I highly recommend you try them out even if you're not planning to play them online. But again, Phantasy Star 4 is the obvious winner for me. Phantasy Star 4, number 24. Okay, and at number 23 we have Ohkami for the PS2 and Wii. Now, I wanted to say a lot about this game. I wanted to empty my heart out about how great this game is and how much I love it, but to be honest, I can't be arsed, because I can't do it without sounding, you know, too overly cheesy or a bit too emotional, right? This game, people, is that good, okay? It is a staple of what it is to love video games, okay? It is one of the greatest pieces of artwork and greatest pieces of gaming ever to grace the medium. Period! Capcom, Hideki Kamiya, thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving us this wonderful series, and I'm already sounding too cheesy and emotional, so I'm just going to end it here, right? Because you all have played this. Haven't you? Oh well, anyway. But, yeah, Ohkami, number 23, love this fucking game. Yeah. And for number 22, holy shit, another Capcom game. Resident Evil Code Veronica. Now, we all know about the Resident Evil series, and we all love it. But this right here, people, well, how should I put this? It was the last, you know, pure Resident Evil game, okay? I'm not saying Resident Evil 4 was a bad game. Resident Evil 4 was a fantastic game, but it did change things for better or worse. And shout out the abomination that was Resident Evil 5, but I digress. Capcom definitely went out with a bang in terms of traditional Resident Evil with Resident Evil Code Veronica. Okay, it was one of my favourite Dreamcast games, and to be honest, this was the first horror game that got me into the genre. In In fact, to be honest, I was always too scared to play horror games before this one, so I guess you could say this game made me the gamer I am today, and I no longer get scared of digital media. Yeah, anyway, Resident Evil Code Veronica, easily the best Resident Evil game, in my honest opinion at least. Yeah, good job Capcom, thank you for Ohkami and Resident Evil. Could you give me any more? You might want to wait till the end of the list for that. But anyway, number 22, Resident Evil Code Veronica. Okay, and to finish off this list at number 21 we have A Boy and His Blob for the Wii. Now, I'm really shocked, okay? I really am shocked at how high I'm putting this on the list. I mean, I knew I liked this game, but I didn't think I liked it this much. I mean, it was one of my favourite games of 2009. It just seemed like a really good, sort of traditional, well thought out, cutesy platformer. The stuff that I usually like to play. But, looking back, I have to put this game this high on the list. It just meant that much to me. And I honestly couldn't give you a good explanation why, other than the fact I simply loved it. I mean, all the great puzzles that you solved, you know, with the jelly beans and the blob, the art style, the fucking music, it's all fantastic. It's just fantastic. I don't know what to say. I love this game. I truly do. And I'm wanting to put it this high on the list. If any of you haven't played this game, please go out and try it. You will not regret it. It is so fucking good. And I'm getting too emotional again. I love this game. I love this game. Just go out and buy it and play it. It's so good. My God. What? We're doing the top 20 games next. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, that's that. Number 21, A Boy and His Blob. See you guys after for the final 20. Right?